Hello everybody, and welcome back to Fallout New Vegas, Tater Edition. Where we last left off, the Powder Gangers are wanting to fuse with the Great Khans, but there is one problem with that, and is that the Khans are currently aligned with Caesar's Legion, a bunch of cosplaying weirdos that, if you don't remember, crucified a bunch of my guys back in Nipton, and now they think they can cozy up with the Great Khans. Unfortunately, that just ain't gonna do. Plus, the Legion have a big habit of fusing factions into their own ranks, which just ain't gonna do. So it is Tater's job to make sure that the Great Khans stay independent so we can both take out the NCR and the Legion once and for all. But until then, there's still things to be done.
Just outside the Basin Creek building, I encountered my first group of Fiends, another gang that thinks they're so cool just because they do a whole lot of drugs. Get on my fucking level! But while fighting the Fiends, I run into some of those NCR boys. I must be pretty close to Camp McCarron. Before I end up opening that can of worms, I went ahead and roamed around the area just so I can get some extra XP, and while doing that, ended up finding out where the Queen Fire Ant was. That was pretty cool. I finally got to put my slug rounds to some good use by dealing with the guys up on the sniper towers at Camp McCarron. But afterwards, I guess I completely had a brain lapse because I ended up going back to Freeside to turn in the chems for the quest to help those two dorks. But it was then I realized that I ended up drinking one of the bottles of whiskeys that I was supposed to give to the guy. So I went ahead and headed over to the Atomic Wrangler to get some more. And then I forgot to get alcohol for the followers as well. These guys really did overload me with quests. I went ahead and talked to James and asked if he had any work for me. Since why not at this point? XP is XP. He needs me to find him a prostitute. In Spanish. I think I was supposed to actually say prostitute in Spanish there. What is prostitute in Spanish?
Spanish, that's prostituta.
There you go. More specifically, he's needing a smooth talker, a robot, and a kinky ghoul with a cowboy fetish. But before I left, I was sure to buy the whiskey and made my way straight to Bill. I got his bitch ass fixed up and I made my way straight back to Julie. Went ahead and turned in both quests. I didn't really get a whole lot of experience from this, but at least I get free heals now, so that's cool. I went ahead and spam donated everything I could to Julie just so the followers could idolize me, because why not? I sold some stuff off to her, got a discount on the stock, and an olive branch to join the followers of the apocalypse. This is honestly perfect. Not because I want any help in the wasteland, no. We got that on lock. But we do get some nice loot out of this, and they get to patch up the boys. The followers aren't the biggest fans of the NCR, so I don't think they'll mind that much. I found quite the sight that kind of reminded me of the alien from The Thing. You remember the movie in the Arctic and the aliens that sucked on people's faces and turned them into their own, that whole shindig? Turns out it was just Beatrix, a kinky cowgirl ghoul. Try saying that 5 times fast. I used some of Jacob's absinthe. Christ. I used some of Jacob's absinthe to loosen her up and send her on her way to the Wrangler. I stopped by Mick and Ralph so I can get my fisting robot up and operational. I got my money back from the holotape I literally just bought and found the fabulous Santiago. Anytime I get to act on violence and get into prostitution, I'm your guy. I killed more of Stuart Little's inbred cousins because I had nothing better to do while waiting for the holotape. I stole some stuff from the Van Graffs. I get my armor repaired, get my money back. Oh, that's more like it. Yes, sir. But annoyingly, I couldn't sell the Van Graff armor. I watched a ranger go one-on-one with a rad scorpion. I won in the end. I cooked up 49 bighorn steak. I sold one of my stored sets of combat armor off, discovered North Vegas Square, finally passed this survival check for the first time. Then I ended up being horribly sidetracked and ended up exploring the sewers. I leveled up, picked Demolition Expert as my perk, because for a powder ganger run, I really haven't leveled up my explosives. I continue my way through the sewers and I finally found some fiends. After Veronica almost died clearing out some high level ghouls, I found a weapon that I never remember seeing before.
The humble There's a legendary lead pipe in this game. I don't even remember that.
I went in a little bit further and found some of my old pals. I ended up popping right into Camp McCarron, but I don't feel quite ready to take it on just yet. I overdosed on Radaway to get the free radical perk. I went back to the correctional facility to get some more dynamite and accidentally found the gun runners because for whatever reason, I always forget how to get to the gun runners. But in the process, I made one hell of a profit. And I finally wasted enough time to get the holotape from Mick. But before we left, Mick told me something about the Omertas, one of the groups on the strip, that they are not buying guns from Mick and Ralph anymore. But I got other things to do, so I put that on the back burner for now, because first, we gotta get everybody's second favorite robot. On the way back, I found this ugly fuck just asking to get punched in the face. I got the money from him, made fun of his eye, and I made sure to fix it for him. Now, you are gonna be shocked on what happens next. I got sidetracked. I found Orus chilling next to the front gate. Orus has been taking business from the Kings, who have been trying to be bodyguards as well. So the Kings want me to find out what's going on and to see if this guy's legit. But out of nowhere, Orus shows his Olympic level sprinting skills and sprints to the other side of the block, just to shoot a group of thugs. But funny enough, two of them didn't get the memo and rushed at him with pipes. Veronica and I stepped in to give him a little bit of help, but something didn't seem quite right. So I poked the corpse with a stick to find out that he's actually still alive. Tater doesn't appreciate scammers, so we dealt with him accordingly. Also dealt with the fakers too. I informed the king on what happened and he already had something else for me to do. So I guess some of the NCR are harassing some of the Freeside citizens and he asked me to see what's up. But it's time for the big moment, the return of Fisto. Play clip.
I'm only doing this for you guys.
Servos active.
Oh yeah.
Operation complete.
That all you got? I went back to James to cash in on all the new sex workers I got for him. I talked to Francine to cash in those bounties, but there's still one more to go. McCaffrey, their old bounty hunter that ran off to the strip with all their caps. But with already being near the old Mormon Fort, I went ahead and stopped over there to talk to the guys who got beat up by the NCR. They confirmed it by one of the guys referring to one of the other guys as Lieutenant. Right up my alley. I got my discount from Julie Farkas, sold some stuff off, shot a drunk, welcomed an obvious ambush, cooked me up some food, and found Lady Jane, one of the bounties I actually forgot about earlier. Corrected that mistake, and I finally make my way to the strip. I convinced Mr. Holdout over here that I'm that bitch, sold some stuff to him, and found McCaffrey. The man wouldn't listen to reasoning, so I let my shotgun do the talking. I went ahead and stopped by the king to give the NCR news. He wants me to check around the squatter areas to see what the NCR is doing here. I also turned in the bounty for McCaffrey. I leveled up, decided to indulge in my gambling addiction, went all in, and lost. So I stole their alcohol out of spite, sold some stuff to him, and then went back to Julie Farkas to see if she knows anything about the NCR in the area. She has a friend named Elizabeth, who works for the NCR. Might be a good first lead. But I took some info off a missionary, blew his brains out, used the password to get into their glorified pantry, and I found Elizabeth. I mentioned Julie to her, which loosened up Elizabeth just enough so she could tell me that she sent an invoice over to the king, which never came back. I should let him know about this immediately. However, that's a lot of purified water.
Hello. Well, just no one cares. Alright, everyone just want to run in there real quick. That's cool.
For the Brotherhood.
What the hell? You didn't put that lead pipe? That's hilarious. I guess they're squatters, so no one really cares about them. Fair. My water.
I went back to the king's place and for some reason Pacers started threatening me, even after I killed them all. So I extorted them and I talked to the king, and he thanked me for dealing with the NCR. Freeside is finally NCR free, thanks to Tater Keg.